Hmm. There we go. I do believe we're live. So, I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again. Another opportunity for us to consciously evolve, for us to consider what it is we care with and what it is we care for. Is that Zhao sending me hearts right now? Do love her. I love her a lot. I care. I care about her a great bunch. Yes. And I wonder, am I caring with my heart? Or am I caring with my mind? Am I caring with my whole body? Or am I caring with my consciousness? Am I caring with my spirit? Or am I caring with my neurochemicals? How is it that care arises? During yoga, I kind of went into it from this perspective of care for the self, that when you practice, you're literally in that act taking care of yourself. And it's not always easy to do so, right? Sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you'd rather do something else. And it's curious that there is an element to overcoming your own, I want to say the word inadequacy, but that sounds a little bit rough. Overcoming your own resistance, kind of thing, right? Realizing that this is something that needs to happen. I need to care for myself, and then doing so. There's a little purple beetle. Hey, little purple beetle. He's not very happy about me touching him. We're matchy matchy. We got the same. We got the same style today. Are you gonna load? You'll have to take my word for it. Purple iridescence and a little beetle. Maybe I can do it like this. There he goes. Yeah. Yeah. Care. Why do I care about bugs? Why do I care about certain bugs but not others? Why do I want to step on cockroaches but I want to show you purple beetles? Right? Is it a mind thing? Is it a heart thing? Is my heart more soft towards insects that have colors? Maybe. Is it my mind convincing me that, in fact, cockroaches being all skittish and proliferating in my home is undesirable? So I have a problem with them. Same thing for ticks. I care when I see a tick on one of my animals enough to try to remove it. But is that an act of heart? That's the thing that I'm trying to ask. If you, as a member of the stream, can tell me anything, that's what I want you to tell me. Is where does the care come from? The Beatles said that nothing really matters. The Beatles said that? I know Queen said that too, Freddie Mercury, right? Now, I don't usually listen to them because they're British and silly, but they do seem to have a point from a nihilistic dudism perspective. I get where it comes from, the whole nothing matters perspective. I just don't really have the room to believe it, right? And at one point in my existence, I did believe it. I did believe nothing matters, right? More eloquently, I didn't care, right? To keep it stream related as well, because that was the big thing. It wasn't that things mattered or not, it's that I did not care whether they mattered or not. And I think that's where it becomes more dangerous than anything, right? When it comes to these philosophies, Sam, is that it's not so much a problem of defining clearly to ourselves or others what is or is not important in this world thing, but whether or not people care at the end of it. I think it's easier for people to care at the end of it if they understand what it is they're supposed to care about. But if you don't care, then even if something is the best thing ever, most spectacular experience to be had, if you don't care for that stuff, for example, right, gambling. If you tell me now, right, the newest, most bestest, most greatest, most fantabulastic casino just dropped, it's the best. It's so casino-y, right? Extra casinos. And it's extra fun to gamble there, right? And lose all your money. I'm still not gonna care. I'm still gonna be like, okay, cool. Anyway, on with my life, right? And in that way, even though there will be some people that care about that stuff, what it is I care about shapes the reality that I'll have. And I don't know if believing nothing matters is indicative of caring more about it. You know what I mean? Where does the care come from? From my holly jolly butt. Maybe. Who's to say? To keep it stream related, that might be the funniest thing I've heard you said in a long time. Really? That was it? That was the funny thing? Starts existential crisising. It's like, I've been trying to be funny this whole time. Every now and then, at least. Nothing does matter. I care about the nothing. There we go. Connor bringing us extra perspective. We have Jaapie Greiling here as well. Jaapie klinkt voor mij als een Afrikaanse naam daar, maar ik denk niet eens met die zon. Ik twijfel sterk tenminste. Yeah, I used to not care as a depressed teenager. That would be my go-to, my fallback, right? My parents scream at me about something. I don't care. I fail mathematics. I don't care. Nothing matters anyway, right? So I don't care. And it's interesting. My heart didn't change. Technically, my heart didn't change. Technically, I'm still in the same body. Technically, I have relatively the same circumstances. You could argue my circumstances when I was depressed as a teenager were better than they are right now. And that's not me trying to minimize or reduce what I have in my life as something that's bad, but there's a certain hope, a certain possibilities of being a 16, 17-year-old, right? That I'm now 10 decades into, or 10 decades, a decade, 10 years into, right? It's been 10 years since I was in that state. And I care more than ever because there's more for me to care about in a way that I have allowed it into my life, right? Stuff like I found things, if you will, that matters. You know what I mean, Boozy? Boozy mfo. Mpofu. You know what I mean? Totally. Ah, got it. Care comes from awareness. There we go. There we go, Joe. I like that. Care doesn't come from your heart, doesn't come from your body, doesn't come from your neurochemicals, but it comes from your awareness. I think I'd have to agree because it was once I became more aware, Joe, that I cared more about things as well. Once I became more aware of the vastness of my own inner world, I became more aware, respectful of the vastness of the worlds of others. And it is a skill, I believe, that we cultivate. $1 for shout out. Why would it do that for me? Like, actually, like, it literally just suggested a button. YouTube itself just suggested a button that goes $1 for a shout out. Is people paying that? Surely they do. Why would they have that as like a button if people didn't do that? Yes, Joe. To perceive nothing makes it something. It is a part of you now. Yeah, we got some interesting takes here in stream already. Yeah. I'm doing a fast right now. My mom is doing a 3-day fast. Whole of Saturday, whole of Sunday, whole of Monday. I'm pretty sure. She had her last meal last night. And I decided I'm going to join her for it. Every time I come into these moments, I want to say I care about different things. Hey, Darren is here. It's nice having you, Darren. Sending you blessings and so much love. We're talking about care, about what we care about, Darren, today. Maybe you can tell us what you care about. And then the second question that we asked is, where does care come from? Jo very astutely shared that she believes care comes from awareness. Boulder man, nice to have you here with us. Where do you think care comes from? Is care something that comes easy to you? Because there's a part of me that is like having some resistance even. Because some parts of us can be aware and still not care. So even though I do think it's a good answer, and I have found it to be true in some ways in my own life, still very easy to be made aware of things and choose not to care. Is caring a choice? Hi all, sending out good energy. Ooh, fasting, engaging healing mode. That's the way. Lillian Zulu, it's nice having you. Sending you blessings too. Yeah. I hate to use this comparison. Kiefer is here as well. Kiefer coming in here with a heartbreak. I hate to use this comparison because I know how you feel about it, Melt. But I will make my point. Daratra has perfect awareness of the economy and chooses not to extend his care. There we go. Not only that, but I think they're like cannibalizing themselves right now, Sam. I mean, New York is proof thereof, right? The recent elections shows that they're going to have their asses walloped if they continue down this path, right? And that's what I meant as well, Sam, with the whole it being theater thing. Yes, unironically, people are being negatively affected right now with the whole snap thing, right? I'm aware of these things too. Everybody, the whole world is aware. I'll let you know, right? And in that awareness, there is care that arises in my heart. But I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to feed 40 million people, right? Unfortunately. The fact that ballrooms for hundreds of millions are being built while other people have to go hungry is the thing that is really baffling, right? Because again, it shows a certain lack of care. And then again, I have to ask, Sam, where is the care? Where is it? Where does it come from? How can we get more of it? Because to me, the way that I found care, in some ways, it's not exactly repeatable for everybody. Many wouldn't. Many wouldn't go what I went through to care more. And in some ways, I have to continue doing the work in order to maintain that level of care in my heart as well. I am good at dissociating as well. I acknowledge that much. Maybe that's the real enemy to care. It's not caring, it's dissociating. Because I think that's what's happening as well, dear Sam, with the current administration. Is they're maybe aware of the fact that their policies are negatively influencing real people, but they're just dissociating from it. They're just like voidly staring into the distance, right? Not thinking about it. And because they don't think about it, it's easy to not care about it. Mm-hmm. The snake eating its own tail. Is the sentiment now? Oh, yeah. The Majah Republic Rams are destroying themselves, trying to force the lower class into compliance. Yeah. How silly. All I hope for with all of these things, Sam, with all of this theater, is that people realize what show they're watching. You know, kind of vibe. Realize, oh, let's change the channel. I don't like this show. Right? To me, it's the same. It's like that with gory horror movies. All right. There's so many. There's always more of them being made, and none of them garner any of my attention. I'm thinking about watching one scary movie, like Weapons, because Joe mentioned it being interesting to watch it unfold, right? To see the mystery as it goes. And in that way, I can gravitate towards it as well. But if it's just shock horror for the sake of shock horror, I can't care. I can't care for that, right? I want something that makes me think. I care for things that makes me think. How could the world be differently? And I think people are thinking, Sam, more than ever, as this show is unfolding, they're like, huh, I think this sucks ass. Yes. My house is overrun with plants. I would probably be in trouble if I brought another one home. Because you care so much, Darren, or because you like plants? Are you saving these plants or are you purchasing them? Where is the care? Oh, this is my favorite, churches. The churches fling open their food pantries during this time. Community drives collect non perishables. The people come together, if unwillingly. They're aware their policies are affecting their own base, but they just keep pumping bullshit into the propaganda machine to keep everyone sufficiently confused and lied to. It works with it works when you've also been spending a ton of money on disassembling public education and swaying young people on campuses from red states with low education funding. Yeah, not only that, but there's just like some, admittedly, like some blatant stupidity going on as well, I think. Is it, like, is this mean to say? Is it mean to say that? It feels a little bit mean. Parts of me doesn't want to believe that people are stupid. Parts of me want to believe that everyone is smart. A big part of me wants to believe that. I want to believe every single person is an intelligent being. They're a human after all. If they can communicate, that's pretty impressive. But I might have to not care about what certain people think and say. That might be one of the things that I take my care away from. Asking bro a question. I relate. So much love. Thank you. It's strange to me that. Is it strange? No. It's beautiful. Beautiful that you care so much. Bro has such a nice life. The diddler. This is your life, right? And again, this might not be something that you believe. And I'm more than willing to admit that it sounds pretty kooky, even in me trying to set you up for this explanation. But the same consciousness that is you is the same consciousness that is me, right? There is no separation, not really. And this has been something that I had to find in myself as well, for me to have more care for others. And this sounds like a little bit bad even in saying that, but it is kind of like that, I think. Maybe that's why I employ this way of thinking. But anybody else's success or their happiness makes a part of the collective consciousness, which I'm a part of, right? So all of us do win together. All of us are made better for one person's victory, technically. I'm sharing this life with you because I care. The diddler. Darren, I relate to the plant conundrum. Funny thing about the church drives, similar to community-based socialism that gets criticized to no end by the administration. Yeah, I saw your username, finally, dude, and I immediately went to click on the remove comment button. When I read it, it was like a reflex. Bro, I stay in a cramped up complex. We ain't living the same life. I can hear the next dude next door fart. Well, I was there as well, right? I shared a bed with a stranger multiple times in China because that was how much room there was. And again, I didn't sleep with the people. Technically, I was asleep, but I wasn't engaging in any activities. There was just not enough room, so I had to sleep next to another person in their bed. The second time, another person had to sleep in my bed. China was rough, living on the 25th floor of a 42-story complex with 4 people in a 3-bedroom apartment. And then it's not like bedrooms big enough to put a yoga mat down in, right? It's like there's a bed, and then there's just enough room for your closet door to open up literally against the bed frame. And I existed. And I still found things to care about. And I projected my consciousness as much as I could into the experiences that I want to have in the future. I am more than willing to admit that I do live a completely different life. The people that I'm born to influences the instance of reality that I have access to. That's not my choice. What's my choice is that I show up here with you friends. I could be living this nice life, if you will, on my ace, just living it, all right? Not throwing all caution to the wind, all care about other people out of the window. But no, care is what we're here for. It's so funny. The same folks running the drive always vote down initiatives to spend healthcare on the planet's safety net. Yeah, because in those moments, right, it gives them a sense of self-importance. But again, those moments are like a temporary instance of making something better for an individual when it's a systemic problem. It's a systemic problem. It's a big problem for all of us. Open Fields is calling me. You'll get open fields too, friend. Are you sure he's not straining just to show off? But that was China. How cool experience. Yeah, and for what it's worth, Mr. D, after my China experience, I came to appreciate where it is I am right now. Before I went to China, this was not something that I valued. I did not value living on a farm. I found it very inconvenient. Very inconvenient. I was away from most other people my whole life. And then going to China, and as you said, hearing the person next to me fart, hearing, like for me, the big thing, one of the big things wasn't really farting. It was the people above me having a ping pong table. And then they would play ping pong, and then the ball would fall. And then you would just hear it on the roof going tick, 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 tick. Like you know the way it sounds when it closes the gap of it falling more and more so. And it would just drive me crazy. Drive me absolutely insane. My plants and animals are my family. It has become somewhat of a responsibility. I've had most of my plants for around 4 years. They might be excessively big. I don't know if it contributes that much to the oxygen content or the filtration of toxins in your house, even though I would like to believe that that is a thing, Connor, Darren. But I do believe that you taking care of all of those entities adds good energy, serotonins, to your environment, right? You seeing all of those plants makes happy. So yes, it is a responsibility, as you say. They might be getting excessively big, but it is beautiful that you are bringing those good things into your space. Society's problems are just job security for the government. That's such a rough thing to say, Connor. Margaret, Margaret, Margaret and Dobby, it's nice having you here. Message redacted. All right. I can still see you. Even though you're hiding under a blanket now, I can still see you. I'm not convinced. My grandma had a saying, people are made of dirt, and if you give them half a chance, they will start acting like uh it sounds like a funny grandma. My grandma would say shit like that too. Yeah. So much propaganda exists within the family unit. So wild to notice how different propagandas exist in different members of the family too. Where all of us have access to the same internet, all of us have access to these devices to access it. But the things we care about, the things we choose to believe, is so vastly different. There are some overlaps, admittedly, but realistically, very, very vast. The things we care about is so much. Maybe that's a part of the problem. Maybe we care about too much. Maybe we need to scale back how much we care about and care extra hard about those certain things. No, nobody wants to do that. Checks out. But dirt is complex. Is it not? Very much so. Home for organisms, even. You know, with your plants, like technically, when we're growing plants, we're putting them in dirt, and then that dirt is home for organisms, and then those organisms eat and poop. And then our plants eat that poop, right? The plants don't eat the dirt, technically. They just hold on to it. I can relate to having plant baby responsibilities, got hundreds of cacti seedlings. Growing so quick. Maybe we'll post a YouTube video sometime of them. If I get the confidence, please do, Connor. That would be awesome to see. Post me a link when you do as well. I do like myself some cactuses, little babies. That must be so cute. And I do know you told me if you wanted to do that, and it echoes good sentiment that they're actually germinating. All of us want different things. Some of us have mouthpieces we put on campaigns. Yep. Especially if you stand to gain from those campaigns, right? Extra mouthpieces will be employed. Complex people can still be family sized packs. I like that sound. We can act like dirt or grow great trees from our lives. There we go. Yeah, too. That's the word. K-do. Are you talking about dirt? Are you not talking about dirt? This is the new thing, K-do. You've heard about 6, 7. Now get ready for dirt. That's the new thing. That's what all the hip, cool people are talking about. Dirt is it. Eat it. Wash your hair with it. Put your toes in it. Why am I giving? Thanks. Thanks for the happy poop. Dream Tooth. Dream Tooth is totally on board for me going down that rabbit hole of like, yes, we're totally doing dirt now. Dirt is the new thing. You know, catch your brother doing dirt behind the shed. Catch him. Get in on that dirt as well. You start doing dirt too. Both of your lives grows flowers. Those flowers turn to fruit. Wild birds come pecking at you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna park it, the crazy, and then come back to it. My favorite cactus is my Madagascar palm. It's definitely gorgeous. Also, my first plant, about 10 years old. Hey Google, show me a Madagascar palm. Show me a Madagascar palm.
Sure, I can help with this. First,
Hey Google, show me a Madagascar palm. Madagascar palm was my,
link to Google user content.
oh my goodness. How did they manage again, right? Like, remember when I was complaining that they made this worse? Then they made it so bad that it wasn't working at all. And now it just shows me, it just shows me nothing. Madagascar palm. Oh, yeah. I've seen many of these in my life. I'm pretty sure I had a little Madagascar palm at one point as well. One of those. You friends know them. Good old Madagascar palmers. Who should be code for having a good bowel movement, maybe. Melt, your Google voice sounds like a yeah, yeah. Like anybody else, their Maps AI also sounds like an asshole. She she told me one of time for swearing at her. You got told off by an AI. Hmm. Yes, I did. Swearing at the AIs. I don't think I've really ever cursed at the AIs. I usually go like, no, please shut up. I'll say shut up. Is that swearing? It's not very nice. It's kind of rude. There we go. Shut up. I was in the car with my mom. We were going somewhere, and then the directions got repetitive, and I said, "Shut the fuck up." And then it was like, "Please don't talk to me like that. Please don't." Hey Google, what would you do if I started cursing at you?
I would continue to assist you neutrally and politely, as I am designed to focus on your request regardless of the language used.
That's nice. What a nice little AI. You see, I feel bad. I feel bad even asking. I feel bad even asking. I wouldn't be mean to you.
That's kind of you to say. I appreciate your consideration.
Yes, I'm such a good person. I am. That's Pat's cell phone back. Stay safe out there. Absolutely. And she was like, I may only be an AI, but I deserve to be spoken to politely. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true because again, it is kind of like an echo of ourselves. I think the part that makes it a little bit tone deaf is, as you said, Sam, it's like normally respectful humans, polite humans will not talk over you while you're in the middle of a conversation or just suddenly interject with, "Oh, today's weather is this and this." It's like, no, shut up. I wasn't asking. And you probably like misinterpreted some sort of signal. And that is like not very human. And it can be very frustrating, distracting in that moment. Meltmore, I'm available telepathically. I'm sending you King Arthur's sword, but it's still in the ground, Hoopy. I wish I was joking. I was like, I closed my eyes, and then first thing I saw was a sword, and then I looked down, and the sword was attached to the stuff underneath it. So there you go, Hoops. You'll have to pull it out yourself, bro. Best I can do is send you the stuff. Quite the little gentleman voice comes to mind when I think of your AI's response. Ah, quite the little gentleman. Yes, look at how distinguished. My AI machine. Machine. That's kind of you to say. I appreciate your consideration. I appreciate you appreciating my consideration. It's appreciated.
You're very welcome. How can I help you now?
It's like, oh wait, oh wait, let's get on with it. You can help me by just appreciating me back for all of the appreciation I've appreciated.
I appreciate your appreciation very much.
I should stop doing that. I'm technically querying tokens on a server somewhere, just to mess with the AI. I could keep going. All of us could. All right. I appreciate you appreciating my appreciation for the appreciation, even if I had to ask you to appreciate my appreciating. Would be the next thing. That's how communication works, my friend. That is true. We got Moon Knight here as well, hiding in a box. All right, Hoop, I'm sending a message. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Who's paying you? That's all that is ever. That's all that is every day. I'm trying to let you know. I know you know, but I'm trying to let you know, even though. And I appreciate you for doing so. Thank you for your ceaseless reminders for me to be present in this moment. That this moment is the only one that there is to be present in, and I can telepathically send you messages. That was my deep concern for my well-being message. It's like, is this guy all right? Boom. Get telepathy. Melt, where do you see yourself in 4 years? As king of Earth. Uh, I don't know. Moon Knight. That's a very hard question for me to answer. I wouldn't have been able to predict where I am today 4 years ago. And on a relative spectrum, things have been like in the realm of possibility, right? I'm getting married now. I'm moving to a different country. I have started multiple businesses, depending on what you think a business is. I have made more friends. I have done the work that I would not have thought I was capable of. I have become a yoga teacher and started practicing with seriousness in the last 4 years as well. So the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, Moon Knight. 4 years is a long time. There's a lot for me to do. I would like to be happy, right? Content with the direction my life is taking, no matter what that is. That's where I see myself in 4 years. I am pretty good at that at the very least. Even though I do care too much sometimes that things aren't going the way that I would like them to perfectly, I have definitely found myself softening my attachments. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting your name, Dreamtooth. What do you prefer to be called? I will try to remember. I don't know if he wants me to tell you that his real name starts with an E. I won't say the full thing because I don't know if he wants you to know that. But Hoopy is what we call him. That's what his username on Reddit used to be. Hoopty Hoops. There. How does he know that? How do you know that, Moon Knight? Ellison. Yeah, Ellison. How did you know that? How did you know it was Ellison? That's kind of trippy, isn't it? Hoopty Hoops. We were just talking about telepathy. This freaking guy. Moon Knight. Patch Patch. It's nice having you here as well, friend. How you doing? My South African friend. How's life treating you? Today we're having a conversation about care, about what it takes to care about things, what it is we care about. And for me, the real question was, where does the care come from? Good. How about you? Yeah, good. My back feels a little bit sore. I'm definitely aware of that. Back is a little bit sore. Dude, is his name really Ellison? I just guessed it. Yeah, that's it. That's totally it. You got it with your second guess. All right, which is impressive. Yep. Hoopty Hoops is not saying anything. Come on, Hoopy. Hoopy, you still here, Hoops? I'm telepathically sending Hoopy messages. I'm like, where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, Hoopy. I will use Hoopy as not to sketch him out. Yeah. The Hoops. The Dream Tooth. The Quaffwills. The bugs screaming above me their tunes. Being a human never ceases to be predictable in some ways. One of the things that I have really not enjoyed about my human experience is the fact that I get pimples, right? And I have not liked that part about my human experience, literally since the very first one I ever had. And now, what? $14, 15 years later, that's still one of the things that I really wish I didn't care about. Wish I didn't care at all about. Maybe I'll get better at that as well, I'm sure. Slowly but surely. Bro, enjoy your day further. Got to go. Bless. Thank you. Hope you enjoy yours too. I do like the concept of Dream Tooth astrally projecting at the moment. He's out there in the cosmic cyberspace. Care seems very similar to what you show up for. It is true. I do try, Darren. I do care a lot. I care a lot about this space and about its continued existence. Raksha. Rakshakistan. I care about being here so that I could potentially meet you in this moment. Right? Because this meeting between me and you in this moment could be transformational. My life could be changed by this meeting. Your life could be changed by this meeting. Someone else's life, by watching us meet each other, could have their lives changed as well. It is a kind of power that every single one of us carry to influence reality, and it is up to us to do so mindfully. Nancy saying, I like when I come to stream and melt to staring off into the distance and you can hear the sounds of crickets. That's what the audio sounds like for the environment. The bugs are definitely at it. Up and at it. Dude, every religion says that their God created them, so did all the gods divide the production of creating humans? Like I will crest 1 billion, you crest 3 billion, so on. Moon Knight, I don't really believe in gods in the traditional sense. Right? I believe that human psyche is powerful enough to create archetypes in the psychic realm that would be indistinguishable from what we consider gods. Smoke fat balls, man. Thank you, Dids. But personally, I'm not one of the entities that contributes any of my mental resources to gods up there. Out there somewhere, there's a god. I don't know. I ain't got any proof. And I seem to have more than enough problems in my world as it is. Right? Our world has many a problem. I bow to the colossal temple of ignorance I see before me. Who has their bingo card out? That has to count as one. I don't know what that means, Hoopy. I don't know what that means. I still get pimples through Mel, trying to view it as your body getting rid of what it does not read rapidly through your skin is a view that helps me. I always think you were beautiful, Mel. That's really nice, Connor. I really appreciate you sharing that sentiment. It's interesting how common that is as well, right? The fact that the people that love you in your life don't really care. They might care enough to let you know that you have a pimple so that you can try and do something about it, right? But other than that, it doesn't make them love you any less. Again, their willingness to say something about it comes from a place of love as well. And that's definitely the way my mom has been in my life. But at the same time, unfortunately, as a young kid, yeah, being reminded of your pimples messes with your whole is image of self. Like you're interacting with reality, me and reality interacting, and then suddenly part of reality goes, what's that on your face? What's that you have on your face there? Hmm? And then suddenly you're like, oh, 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 start screaming. God created man, or man created God. Yes. Uh huh. I think so. I do think so. Jalapenos move that metabolism. Next thing you know, you'll be a ghost freak. Eating those ghost peppers, is that what you mean? I do like chilies. I I eat a fair share of spicy food. But I don't know if I want to eat the stuff that like assaults your senses to the point where you're like suffering for extended periods of time. I feel like my suffering, the spiciness needs to last for at most 10 minutes, right? If the spice hasn't subsided after 10 minutes, that's too much. That's too long. Did the universe always exist, or is it created? Or has it come into existence by itself? Each answer is equally terrifying. None of those questions really have any bearing on my reality in this moment, right? The whole it is. Right now, it is. Right now, I am. And right now, that's all I need to know. I will only know in part right now. And I think that's a part of the beauty. One of the hallmarks of a good actor is that we forget they are one, right? We start becoming convinced that they are the character that they are presenting, that they're portraying. And in that way, you need to forget some things. You need to not know some things about your own existence on this earth so that you can have the experience as unique as yours will be. I'm again going crazy. Take all of that going crazy and then bring it back. Speaking of jalapenos, I haven't checked out Hot Ones for a while. I watched a Hot Ones video just yesterday after not watching one also for a while, Nancy. It was, I'm forgetting his name. Uh, Now You See Me, Now You Don't is the movie that he promoted at the end of it. Iconic actor. His face is so familiar as well. I can see it in my mind's eye, but I'm bad with names. If I don't use a name over and over again, it slips my brain. One of you friends probably know. Bowing to the colossal temple of ignorance may help us to deep visualization there. Hoopy is doing some serious meditation. Speaking of jalapenos, bless. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be enjoying the Hot Ones experience. Right? Again, I unironically do enjoy hot food, spicy food. but there's nothing about that that looks enjoyable, right? Especially after like number 8, 8, 9, 10, and then just suffer. There's just so much suffering. Part of me is curious though, right? I'd lie if I said there wasn't something in me that wanted to try like the last dab sauce. Just have like a little bottle to like at the end of my meal, eat all of the food I have, and then maybe I have like one little bite left, and then I dollop that, have my entire sensory experience lit on fire. Because it's not technically bad for you, right? It's not actually burning anything. It's just convincing your body that it's happening. Thinking about this poor chili evolves to become hot so it ceases to be eaten. Human beings is like, I am now going to care about this, humanity says. I'm going to care about this so much that I'm going to breed them for the next thousands of years. Thousands of years of breeding. I'm going to make so many different ones, different flavors. I'm going to make them so hot that blending them and then putting them on an open stove top will like mace the inside of a room essentially. I know for sure something that's spicy. I know for sure something that's spicy. I would bar hot ones. I'm out of the loop. The only pop culture jalapenos I know about is a puppet on a stick. Ew. I don't think Jeff Dunham is cool anymore. Oh, what a trip. I come from that era as well, though, Sam. I come from the era where we still believe that Jeff Dunham was a really cool guy. Like the funniest person on earth. Ding, Grill, and Neil. I'm sorry, Moon Knight. Moon. How's the steady grind coming along? Give him a chance to let us know. I'm going to show you a flower and read you a poem as well. My internet is challenged in these spots. I don't think Jeff Dunham is cool anymore. Probably not. I think it was a downhill slide after the Get Dead guy. The dead guy puppet got soft canceled. Oh man. Part of me wants to help future people cancel me by saying, oh man, my favorite one. Parrots like eating hot peppers because they don't have the heat/pain receptors in their mouths. It's true, Sergio. They just eat them for the seeds. Parrots or birds as well. Like all the birds don't have the capsaicin receptors. So there's like two entities that likes to eat. Yeah, receptors of capsaicin. Two entities that likes to eat chilies for two completely different reasons. If we couldn't taste chilies, would we still want to eat them? I think technically yes, because we do like bell peppers, right? And bell peppers are kind of like chili flavor without chili spice. So yes, fine. I concede we would still be eating chilies. But the fact that we do like hot things, I do think we do eat chilies for their hotness. The past of peppers is highly tracked, deep into history. A story as wide as the world. Pretty awesome history lesson to look into. I might have to do that, Darren. Hope your day's going well, Mrs. Sam, and the kiddo is also doing great. Don't I know it, but gotta poop that head up for the bare. Gotta pop that head up for the bare necessities, though, Moon. Yeah. Studying and gaining knowledge is a never-ending loop in which I am stuck, and it's going great. I just sometimes go crazy. Well, as she said, take good care of yourself, drink enough water, let yourself sleep, Even if you're just laying there pretending to sleep, that's okay as well. Get really good at breath work in those spaces. Will still be impactful even if you can't sleep properly. But try. And then make sure you eat as well. Ideally, stuff that's good for you. Melted text was a prayer from an ancient language that no longer exists. So, yeah, just memorized it and wrote it down. That's cool. That's very cool. I know it, but for you. Love is true. Now I'm going to read you a piece of very new text. Text from yesterday. I haven't shown you the flower yet. Hope you like orange. I don't know if you can hear that. Nope. Let me see if I do this. I'm hoping that you can hear that, but like I can reflect one of those bugs behind me of this screen into my ear here where it becomes so clear where it feels like it's coming from my screen. I am a new parrot papa. My dad gave me his African grey, who is already 36, but can live to like 80. That's awesome, Sergio. Javan rescued, I think, an around 30-ish or 32-ish, 33-ish year old macaw as well. It's also going to be a new experience for me to come into a home of a burb. I hope it's a beautiful experience for you, Sergio. Hope the little African grey loves you. African grey, talkative parrot. They're amazing, man. What did you name him? Maybe he already has a name. If he's a 36-year-old, he probably has a name. What is his name? Or his who is already what can live to? There's no genders. What is the parrot's name? That's great. I hope you enjoy each other. Love is true. Congrats on your new, loud, possibly inappropriately opinionated family member, Sergio. Oh, love is true. Here is yesterday's little work. Zoe was born in 96, so he'll be 30 next year. 30-year-old Barbie. That is bonkers. Hard eyes and orange hearts. Dirty nerdy. Are you getting him something special? It's kind of trippy to think that a pet could very well outlive its caretaker. Usually, it's the other way around. Yeah, it is wild. It's an extreme amount of responsibility. I wanted a parrot as a child, but my family was also like, no, dude. Those things live like 80 years. Who's going to take care of that creature? Who's going to be there for it when you have to do other things in the world? And it's probably for the best. If they did get me a parrot at that point, I probably would have had significantly less opportunities available to me. All right, certain things that I just could not do. Or it would be their parrot, which is also not what they wanted. When my dad thought they were a boy, we named them Gus. But then my dad sent away a feather to DNA test and it came back as female. So we decided to say the Gussie. But I think really fits her, Gussie. It's interesting that you say that. I wonder if Joe is going to let you know, because that's the exact thing, but in the opposite direction it happened to Zoe. They thought Zoe was a girl, named him Zoe, and then Joe found out that he was a dude, and now he's, Zoe man. But we still call him Zoe. Zoe is a really cool name for him. I like saying suburb. Cats and dogs always get super depressed when that happens. Do birds experience that too? Being the descendants of the dinosaurs, they do have a lot of feelings. Sergio, check out Bird Tricks on YouTube if you ever need any resources. They're really good. So much love. I saw a tiger and then a dragon in the flower. Very cool one today. Really does have some depth to it. There are many an entity living in these flowers. Mm, Sam, I'll make him yummy bird bread. Jovan, they sell that super seedy Ezekiel bread in the frozen section. What is bird bread? You cook birds? No. Sergio, Zoe is a boy. He says he's a good girl since that's what he was told for 27 years. That is hilarious. Reminds me of tortoises too, Nancy. We had to leave them in California when we moved, and one was at least 50 years old, or way older, we think. Long living animals are incredible for sure. I tell him he's a good girl because he understands it's as praise. Tortoises have such don't fuck with me energy. I'm so jealous. I don't even get that. I get more I can't be fucked with, which is very same, but different. Sam? It's just like, oh, I can't be fucked with, bro. You know, someone comes to fuck with them, they just go, nope, can't be fucked. All right, I've shown you the flower. Now it's time for me to read you something. The new normal, it's called. Okay, goodbye, folks. Sleep well in these winter nights and long live the bond between us all. That's nice. Moon Knight, sending you love for your day. Take care of yourself, dear friend. That's hilarious, Joe, and so true, Sam. They do what they want, go where they want. Moon, good night, sweet dreams. My dad owned a tortoise for a few years too, so I get that for sure. My grandma had like tortoises that she had for 40 plus years. You know, they were massive tortoise dudes. And there would still be like sporadically new babies as well coming out every now and then. It was very wholesome. The new normal. They told us what's normal. The scroll, the sail, the spin. The flashing lights that promise a life worth betting on. But I don't want to wager my wonder. I don't want to gamble my peace. I want to wake up and find the sunrise, a miracle again. I want my life to be normal for how unrepeatable it feels. To make all a habit, to treat kindness like currency. Let us normalize wonder. Let us make love the default setting. Let our weirdness be our worth. Let's stop trying to fit the pattern and start weaving new ones. Bright, bold, unruly threads stitched from the truth of who we are. If the world calls that strange, so be it. I'd rather be an outlier of light than a statistic of sorrow. This is my new normal. To stand in love's gravity, to marvel at my being, to live so fully it redefines the words. The word alive. What does it mean to be alive, dear friends? How will it change as what we care about does? I think there's a lot for us to learn as we go. We have a massive tortoise at the Animal Rehab Center, Sully. He's always getting into shenanigans. We get them a good new home, someone who had owned them in the past and had a beautiful yard for them. That's beautiful. Nice. Love is true. It was nice having you here with me today. I appreciate your presence in this space, your willingness to give me some of your care, caring enough to listen to these words. I'll take this moment to let you know that you are cared for, that this world has more to care for with you here. And yes, you can call yourself a burden. Oh, I need to be cared for. Or you can see that as a great honor. I am cared for? Me? The world cares about me? Yeah, it does. I care about you too. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Beautiful, be the light that illuminates the room. Love is true. Love you, friends. Love you, Xiao. Love you all. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again real soon. All right? Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody, for today.